Hello, and welcome to Mondays at Microsoft, where we break down the next 2 weeks across Microsoft's world for you with a special focus on AI business solutions, security, Power Platform, and M365. I am Heather Cook, Principal Community Evangelist for Microsoft 365 Customer Advocacy Group, and I hope everyone who has been out there in the world is doing well from the weekend. I will definitely say, yay, Seahawks. That was fun to watch, and the Super Bowl halftime show and all that goodness that happened. So, yay, everybody. I hope you had a really nice weekend. And today, Caruana is actually flying today, and she is up about to do some filming for our SharePoint 25 big digital event. So I am here with you today, just me, and I'll take you through all the goodness that we have going on. So let's get into it. So coming up, I will be taking a look at with you the 100-year anniversary of Black History Month and how the BAM Scholarship can help high school seniors. I'm also going to take a look at how Microsoft Research is pushing the boundaries of automatic speech recognition for low resource language to strengthen linguistic diversity. And you'll hear a little bit more about that 25th birthday of SharePoint, what you can expect at the coming up global digital event next month. So you're going to stick around with me for the next 30 minutes. You're not going to want to miss all the exciting news we have to share. And wherever you're watching, please hit all those buttons, like, share, report, and subscribe. Also, I love watching the comments, and I'll do a little bit of that. So tell us where you're from and where you're listening from if you want. Either you're on LinkedIn Live or on YouTube or the other places that you're watching. And hello to our on-demand friends as well, and to our MGCI regional leaders and board members who often help with our AKA links out there in the world. And we post up after the show up on the Microsoft Tech community. Oh, I see Nesha. Hello from Indiana, where I grew up some part of my life as well. So yeah, very excited to have you all on. We're going to get into the big rocks here, but I'm going to start with our question of the day. So if you're watching live on one of those areas, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, we invite you to answer the question in the chat. And that is, what's an inspiring story, book, quote, or author to amplify that you love for Black History Month? Let's share those and talk about that at the end. We'll come back to them, and we're going to dive into our big rocks, which are shaping the AI landscape. But one of the things we wanted to highlight this year, 2026, is the 100-year anniversary of Black History Month. And I also wanted to point out the Black at Microsoft Scholarship that is out as well. So it's a year here in the United States since the federal recognition of Black Americans, a moment that began as something small but very meaningful. So back in 1926, we didn't have an entire month dedicated to Black history. Instead, it was a single week called Negro History Week, and it was dedicated to learning, reflection, and honoring the contributions of Black Americans. The person who made that happen was Dr. Carter G. Woodson. He was an extraordinary historian and educator, and also the second African American to earn a PhD from Harvard right after W.E.B. Du Bois. And as the son of parents who had been enslaved, Dr. Woodson understood something very profound. When you deny people their history, you deny them their humanity. And he wrote, "Those who have no record of what their forebears have accomplished lose their inspiration, which comes from the teaching of biography and history." So that's why he intentionally placed Negro History Week in February during the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, two figures closely connected with the story of Black freedom in America. So, over time, that 1 week grew, and then in 1976, the United States formally expanded it into Black History Month. But even with the change, Dr. Woodson's message remains the same. Black history isn't an add-on to American history. It is American history. So that week was expanded, and Black history, not being a sidebar, but part of it. His goal was simple, but really ambitious, was to integrate Black history into the educational curriculum, public libraries, local churches, and community at large across the nation. So he did not design to be a symbolic gesture, but was meant to be a permanent shift in how America views and understands itself. So some of the reporting that I did here was inspired by a really great article from Forbes by contributor Doug Melville. So you might want to check that out. Black at Microsoft is Microsoft's Black Employee Resource Group, or ERG, dedicated to accelerating the success of Black professionals while driving innovation, inclusion, and community impact. Very proud to have Black History Month with BAM with the NASDAQ closing bell. Very cool moment for the organization. And then also a scholarship was announced for 2026. It went live on January 22nd. As a reminder, so this scholarship supports the development of a diverse, skilled technology workforce by expanding access to education and career pathways facing systemic barriers to entry. There's up to 55 awards. It's open to high school seniors who are planning to attend a four-year college or a university in the United States with an interest in technology or business. Applications are open through March 16th. Students can apply, and as a reminder, employees and children of employees of Microsoft are ineligible, but you can share this with many individuals in your network, and please spread the word about this really wonderful opportunity. So another opportunity in education that I wanted to talk to you about today for Big Rocks was also Department of Education for the Philippines and Microsoft. We've expanded our national partnership to bring AI-powered literacy and learning tools to more than 24 million students. So it includes a nationwide rollout of reading progress and the introduction of AGAP.ai, which is a new initiative designed to really strengthen digital readiness and support teachers with intelligent assistance. So the program is a major step towards creating equitable access to AI tools across schools, leaving learners in low connectivity or low resource classrooms being able to still benefit from the personalized support and real-time feedback. So you should definitely check out Department of Education, Microsoft, and AI literacy for Filipinos. Next, we have another really interesting accelerator, which is called Maya 200, which is a purpose-built AI accelerator optimized specifically for inference at cloud scale. And what that means is it's, unlike traditional GPUs, Maya 200 is engineered to run really large, complex AI models more efficiently by pairing high throughput compute and a redesigned memory system and then high bandwidth networking. So we're deploying Maya 200 in Azure data centers and to power these next-gen Copilot experiences to support open AI models like GPT 5.2, and accelerate synthetic data generation for Microsoft's superintelligence team. So this is a major evolution in vertically integrated AI strategy. So chips, software, cloud, all working as one system. And the introduction of Maya 200 really underscores Microsoft's commitment to building our own end-to-end AI stack. So from infrastructure and data centers to software and applications. It's the first in a planned series of AI accelerators focused on continually improving performance and reducing the cost of operating AI at a global scale. We've got another fun name. You've got Maya over here, and then we got Paza. Also, is something new that has been introduced, and it's new automatic speech recognition benchmarks for low resource languages. So, Microsoft Research is pushing the boundaries of ASR, which is automatic speech recognition. And this is for low resource languages, expanding efforts to preserve and strengthen linguistic diversity. So, under initiatives like Project Ellora, or ELLORA, teams are creating digital data sets and speech models and tools that make it really possible to support languages previously excluded from mainstream technology. So, these advancements really help communities build a digital footprint for their native languages, and they unlock access to translation, voice interfaces, and AI-powered learning experiences. It's really a critical step, ensuring that AI doesn't just scale, but it scales equitably. It's a really great article by Amal Shias that you should check out. So that leads me into our In Case You Missed It section of our show. So this one's super cool. It's more logical navigation in Word, Microsoft Word for screen readers, and it's improving accessibility at scale. So, Microsoft continues our path for accessibility pushes with improvements to screen reader navigation in Word, making documents, easier to explore, clearer headings, better structural cues, and more consistent alternative text behavior. So these updates support users who rely on keyboard-first workflows or auditory navigation, creating a more predictable and efficient reading experience. So Word's accessibility enhancements are part of a larger strategy to ensure that every AI-assisted writing experience, including Copilot-generated content, remains usable and inclusive for people with disabilities. Next, we have college students can now get 12 months of Microsoft 365 Premium and LinkedIn Premium Career for free. This week there was so much about education. I was so excited about all of this. So, lots of good stuff in the news. So, Microsoft is rolling out a major benefits package eligible for college students. 12 months, like I said, of M365 Premium and LinkedIn Premium Career at no cost. This initiative really unlocks advanced productivity tools, AI supported writing, and research features and professional development resources for folks who are preparing to enter the workforce. A shout out to any of the Microsoft Leapers who are on and listening. I work with the Microsoft Leap program, which is a program to help people get into careers in tech in a couple of different cohorts. And I did a mentorship session last week with them, and it was just so cool. And just so a hi to the Microsoft Leapers who are working on, getting into their careers. But a lot of these broader commitments that Microsoft has, really, you're entering competitive fields where AI literacy is really increasingly essential, and it's just really cool that Microsoft is helping with these free pieces of software. So very cool. So next, that takes us into the product segment, and I wanted to take a look and see what's going on with any comments we have here today on our LinkedIn. Ooh, looking good. Okay, cool. Got lots of hellos and stuff on there. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see folks on right now. Let me see. Oh, look at all of you. That's great. Cool, cool. Anyway, yeah, hello. Hello, hello. That's awesome. All right, product segment. Let me get into it. So, Microsoft 365, like I said, Caruana is doing some filming. I'm doing some interviewing. I'm so excited to interview some of the folks from SharePoint from just this wonderful 25 years of this product. And so there is a global digital event that is on March 2nd. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. As we look back at SharePoint's most iconic moments. So we're going to also look ahead to the next chapter, really powered by AI and Copilot. So you'll get an exclusive new look at new content, new AI capabilities, and intelligent experiences that are going to reshape how people create and manage and collaborate. You can read all about the full announcement. You can join the celebration. There's, please share your stories. We're asking folks also out on all of the the social media and interwebs to share your stories over the last 25 years. And I want to also announce that there's going to be a SharePoint hackathon. We did one of these last year. It was super fun. March 2nd through March 16th. So the hackathon is open to everyone, whether you're an end user, a designer, architect, developer, there's a place for you. Everybody's a maker. So come on and make some stuff. So the hackathon is going to showcase, all the diverse possibilities within the SharePoint ecosystem. There's a bunch of categories. So you can do best organized library using Knowledge Agent. Oh my gosh, I love that product. Anyway, best use of custom agents with SharePoint, designing utilize out of the box features, UX extensible experiences with SPFX, and integration scenarios with SharePoint embedded. And there's a few more too. So if you've created a SharePoint site, you've tailored it to meet your business needs, you're really set to participate. So the possibilities are endless of what you can create. You can submit a hack for a chance to win some really exciting prizes. And this time the awards are planned to be actual very cool devices, which will get shipped to the winners. So we'll share more about all of that once it gets locked. But you can see the updated categories, live streams, and other details. Vesa Jehovanen, who is, been in the community forever, is heading this up and always does such a great job with these things and such a leader with our, in our community. So thank you, Vesa, always championing these wonderful programs that we're putting out. So yeah, get excited and, check it out. And it's something fun to do as a team, like get a bunch of people together from your business and do the SharePoint Hackathon. It's super fun. There's a lot of you out there, billions of you, right? So I think we could see lots and lots of entries this time, which would be super cool. So want to also talk about the PowerPoint team. Peter Wu, who is a principal software engineer He shared a lot of improvements to math in Microsoft 365, and he says he's back this semester with some more. So, whether you're an economist forecasting the outlook for, say, a next quarter, or you're an engineer designing prosthetic limbs, a researcher studying new medical treatments, or you're a student, pursuing your dreams in one of these fields, math is essential. So it's extremely important for math to be accessible so that everyone has the opportunity to learn and create and explore. That's why he's so excited about, and we're so excited about the recent improvements for inclusively communicating and collaborating with math. So they've made this in collaboration with the DAISY Consortium, a bunch of researchers and educators and instructional designers who also use math. So like there's tons of stuff in this article, but one of them, keyboard shortcuts. So in PowerPoint, there's keyboard shortcuts that make you even faster and easier to insert and edit native Office math, similar to the ones in Word. So it's really helpful for people who can't easily use a mouse or a pointing device. It's useful for people who use LaTeX, because a conversion to and from, professionally formatted math sometimes isn't automatically done as you type. So, Microsoft 365 apps for Windows now provides feedback with sound as well when you enter and exit native Office math. So this also prevents you from accidentally inserting content inside the math zone when you intended to insert it outside the math zone and all those kinds of things. So there's some really great, a big old list of all of the different improvements from Peter, and you can check those out in that article below. So very cool. Um, Also, I want to give a big shout out to Susan Cockrell, who is the Microsoft 365 Insider Lead. You should absolutely follow her. She puts out awesome content, and the Microsoft 365 Insider blog is fantastic. These are the places where you can follow the blog. You can get your break fix questions answered on the Insider program / support area. So the Insider program, it's great. You join and you get all kinds of information about Microsoft 365. They're always releasing great information on their LinkedIn channel and on the tech community channel as well with their blogs. Highly recommend, if you haven't joined this group, definitely join. And Susan Cockrell is awesome, and we've known each other a long time, but we met recently and just talked about the program, and she got me all educated on what they're doing and how they're doing their great stuff. So thank you, Susan, for what you do, and I appreciate you working with that community so beautifully and for such a long time too. That takes me into our community and events segment, and we're gearing up also for Women's History Month, which is next month. And I wanted to shout out a couple of things. We have for our MGCI general session, we're going to have a wonderful panel with a bunch of women in tech and allies on it, and that's coming up. We'll talk about that next time a little bit more on the show, but I wanted to shout out the WIT Network. Organizations that's been around a long time, and their summit is coming up, which will land right on International Women's Day, and it's called Igniting Excellence 2026. So, if you want to be part of this global movement empowering women in tech, this event is really a great one. It's a celebration of women's leadership. It's full days of development, inspiration, and community, industry trailblazers, skill building sessions, and connecting with women and allies committed to driving real change. I will shameless plug tell you that I am speaking there. I'm talking about visibility when you've been told that you're too much is what I'm going to speak about there. And I'm also going to be DJing. So I'm really excited about that. The WIT Network is across so many places. There's chapters all over the United States. It's a fantastic organization. Christine Bongard, who I've known a really long time, runs that, and it's just in a wonderful board and all kinds of great folks. So definitely, if you want to check out, it's in San Diego. It's going to be really fun. So also, I wanted to give a shout out for a wonderful uh, what do I call it? A list, I guess I should say. Should say Sharon Smith of the Mentoring Hub for Heuristic Dev. She got to talking and looking at a post about Sessionize, where Sessionize.com, for those of you who don't know, it's a third party tool that is wonderful. And it's all about it's helping event organizers set up calls for content and schedule content. And, it's a great backend tool that many people in our industry for event production use and leverage, especially a lot of our community events. And so they sent out kind of, one of those end of year roll up kind of things. And it was talking about, you're in this percentage of speakers for the year, a nice kind of scoreboard roll up and all of that. And she was noticing, she was like, I wonder how many women, and she did some calculations and she was looking at it and talking about it online. And she ended up talking to the CEO of Sessionize, Domagoj Pavlicic, and they got to talking and they decided to create a list of women in tech for Microsoft Solutions. And so that is out there and you can add yourself to that list. And I just wanted to give a shout out to her and Femke, who, is the founder of Rockstar Women in AI, and lots of folks who helped out making that happen. So very cool. And you can add yourself to that list and give that a look. And just thank you for supporting women and allies in tech. And as we get into, Women's History Month, definitely add yourself to that list. Speaking of more cool things that are happening, we're accepting applications to become a regional leader for the Microsoft Community Global Community Initiative, MGCI, which you all know. I'm a key stakeholder there of that program with our community board and regional leaders. So I have heard that we're already in the 3 digits for for nominations, which I was like, wow. So that's really exciting. But this is an opportunity. It's a volunteer leadership role where you, as a regional leader of this initiative, you share your best practices, you connect with community regionally and globally, and help others elevate their game as far as being able to put on, these wonderful events that you all put on, these free technical events that are all, running all at the same time on communitydays.org, where we amplify all of those things. So applications close the 12th, so coming up. So if you want to put your name in for that or nominate someone else, you can definitely do so. And looking forward to checking all of those out and reading through them. So that's going to be very awesome. So lots of amazing events coming up. AICD Mahida and in Tunisia coming up. So we've got that. And then also the Global Power Platform Bootcamp coming up February 20th, which is virtual from Poland and many, many places all over the world actually as well. Exchange Summit, February 24th through 25th in Würzburg, Germany. And then in Knoxville, Tennessee, coming up at the end of the month in Maryville. So those are all coming up. Again, communitydays.org is the one-stop shop for all community events in the Microsoft ecosystem. So if you have an event, you're running an event, you know of an event, it's free to put your event up there so that you can amplify it and use that as an anchor spot for your event. Love it. Thank you to Tom Daly on our board and Microsoft MVP, who works on that with all of the wonderful volunteers from the MGCI who help, come up with new features and do bug fixes and review everything. So thank you to all of you who are doing that and who continue to do that to make this a really viable, wonderful place for people to search for calls for content, to be speakers for the first time, and also for all of you who are out there in the community and would like to sponsor an event in your regional area. Thank you for looking there, because there's lots of opportunities to do that. Event producers are always happy to have you pay for pizza or other things at those events, and also share your wonderful technology. So super cool. Also very excited. I did some announcing of this last week, but we have our keynote speakers in place for the Microsoft 365 Community Conference coming up April 21st through the 23rd. Jeff Teeper, Charles Lamana, Vasu Jakal, and Rohan Kumar, and Jamie Tevan. So you can check out many blogs, and we also have a quick video promo from Vasu talking about how excited she is about the show. Aaron, go ahead and run that. Yay.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to join you at the upcoming Microsoft 365 Community Conference in Orlando, Florida from April 21st to April 23rd. This event is all about the future of work, how Microsoft is redefining what's possible, and how you can bring that innovation into your daily flow. During the event, Rohan Kumar, my dear colleague, who's Corporate Vice President of Purview Engineering, and I will share Microsoft's vision for securing the new era of AI, showing how frontier firms are protecting their data, identities, and models amid this rapid AI adoption. We will highlight how we're embedding security and governance into every layer of our AI platforms, and how we're unifying Purview, Defender, Entra, Sentinel, and Security Copilot to defend against threats. You will also hear directly from the people building the products you use every day and discover what these advancements can mean for your business, your teams, and your career. You'll get hands-on experience with powerful new AI capabilities designed for every role and every function, walking away, I hope, with real skills you can use immediately. Most importantly, you'll be part of a global community, connecting with experts and practitioners who share your passion for learning, innovating, and leading through change. So I hope you register today and invite others in your network to join us. I can't wait to see you there.
That's so great. Thank you so much, Vasu, for putting that promo together for us. Vasu was one of our speakers last year. She's awesome. And I know that, she speaks at so many events and leads so many great initiatives. So just thank you for that. And yeah, and she's been known to put on a costume too, which warms my heart because I like that as well. So very fun and very cool. So yeah, and there is a discount code A300 for $300 off right now. So you can check that out on that event. And there's so many things going on. I'll get into our event lists here in a moment, but I'm really excited. M365 conference coming up in April. We've got some of the bigger events where Microsoft we're sponsoring that I'll talk about a little bit here in our list. But yeah, just lots of stuff going on. Lots of these free, one-day events happening on communitydays.org. And then also the organizers that put together the larger paid events as well. A lot of these folks have been in the business for decades and putting on these events over and over. So a big shout out to you all as well who do that for our community as well. So let's get into some of the event lists here. We had a lot going on this last week. DC actually was moved and canceled. I should have put that there, my fault. But yeah, so that one, because of the snow, because of the weather that's been going on. So DC is moving, and I believe it moved to May, I believe. Miami just happened, Dubai, the Vibe 2026. That was the first time for that event for Microsoft partners. Molly Fischel and Liz Holland put that on. It was super. I heard so many good things about it. So very cool. Cloud Tech Talent is always a hit. Great event over there in Estonia. And then we had a couple. We have a bunch of stuff coming up. Lots of things like these are all the ones that I shouted out earlier that are coming up here in February. Lots of stuff going on there. And then there's some paid events that are coming up too that are in February, but also a little further afoot. Experts Live Germany and Leipzig. We've got DevNexus in Atlanta and Fabric conference, which is coming up in March. That's another big event that we sponsor, I should say, with David Wilhelm and his team. So lots of stuff going on as usual. Let's jump in, Aaron, to see if there's any stories that folks have in the list here. An injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Yeah, absolutely, Shuri. That's a beautiful quote and absolutely true. So yeah, function of education. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. With education, for sure. Thank you, Danae. That's great. Absolutely. Um, I For me, I was just looking, I've got a bookshelf of books up here, Maya Angelou, you know, our goddess poet who is just amazing. Love her poetry and books. And I look at, bell hooks, Audre Lorde. James Baldwin, so many inspiring authors and folks that people can dive into. And I'm loving all of the histories that we don't know about. You can find a lot of that out on social media right now of people who, had hidden histories, like the ladies from NASA, or just things that just haven't been put out in the world. So I definitely, use this month as a month of learning and listening and, going exploring Black history. It's really important. So yeah. So thank you everybody for those shout outs and quotes. I really appreciate that. So we have gotten to the end of our Mondays at Microsoft, and we have another show coming up on February 23rd. I really appreciate all of you spending your Monday morning with me and also listening later if you're on demand. And there's always a lot going on in the world. Be kind to yourself, and thanks for being a part of the best community in tech. And we'll see you next time. So take care, everybody. Thank you.